G'day guys, and welcome to today's video. I want to start by asking you a question. Have you ever found yourself looking up at the stars, hoping and praying for a miracle that's going to come and save you or transform your life? Now this is the feeling that we've all gone through from time to time. And in today's video, what we're going to be looking at is a kind of misunderstood concept when it comes to praying, when it comes to manifesting, or just trying to make our dreams come true. And what got me thinking about this idea was a quote from Dwayne Dwyer. And that little quote, it's very simple, very short. And he says, God doesn't work for you, it works with you. Okay, and that's what we're going to be exploring in today's video, of how we can actually work alongside the divine, God, the universe, whatever you decide to call it, to actually make our dreams come true. Now, I'm sure you've all heard of law of attraction, which was a concept popularized by the book The Secret about 20 years ago or so. Or maybe you follow more of a traditional religion with traditional religious practices where you actually pray to a higher power, your God, whatever you might call it. The thing is, with both of these concepts, they revolve around that divine power. So whether you call it God, whether you call it the universe, the creative force, spirit, whatever you decide to call it, we're talking about the same thing, this divine creative power. But the thing is, this divine power is not like a cosmic servant that's just waiting to fulfill your wishes when you make a wish upon it. Instead, think of it as the most extraordinary partner you can have on this journey of life. Okay, so this is a partner who's ready to help you co-create the life of your dreams, to inspire you, to propel you forward, to make all your desires come true. But just like any partnership, it also requires you to do your part. And that's taking the initiative, taking the first step. And in this video today, we're going to explore this fascinating dynamic. How when we take action towards our goals, it invites this divine collaboration to actually pick up and start turning the seemingly impossible into our reality. So whether you're deeply spiritual, maybe you're just casually curious or even skeptical about all this, I do believe there's some great information in this video for everyone. So stick around and let's jump into the main part of today's video. Now, when we talk about divine intervention, we often come up with these images of like a force that kind of just swoops in and fixes all of our life's problems, like some kind of cosmic superhero. But this isn't actually the case. Okay, so this is what we're going to be exploring a bit more, is the fact that it's not just going to come and save us, it's going to help us save ourselves. Let's consider the law of attraction that we spoke about earlier. Now, this is a concept that I'm sure most of you already know, okay? And it's at its core, it states that like attracts like, which, in itself is a good concept, but there's usually one key ingredient that is missing from a lot of the pop law of attraction kind of stuff. And that is the fact that the law of attraction is not just about wishing, it's not just about believing and praying and hoping, but it also needs to be married with action. Okay, so obviously we do have the things that we want, so we do wish and hope and believe that we can achieve these things, but we can't achieve them unless we act as well. So we set the intention and then we have to start moving towards it. And when we take that initiative, when we start our journey towards achieving our goals and what we want, this is when the divine, the spirit, God, the universe, whatever you like to call it, sees that we are helping ourselves and then decides to help us further. Okay, so it doesn't just give it straight away, it has to see you working towards it. Think about any famous artist, inventor, creator, or anything like that. Okay, their greatest inspiration usually doesn't come when they're just sitting around being idle, doing nothing. Think about like writer's block, just sitting in front of the computer, not doing anything. Sometimes it's hard to get the creative juices flowing. The greatest inspiration usually comes when they're in the midst of their work. Okay, so when they're doing something, when they're creating something, when they're experimenting, this is when the divine muse seems to show up and start to help us. Take, for example, Thomas Edison, famous for inventing the incandescent light bulb. When he had the vision, or when he had the desire to create the incandescent light bulb that could last for a long time, the answer didn't just come to him. He didn't just hope, he didn't just wish and pray that he would get the answer and then bang, it just came into his mind. He had to work at it. He had to try all these different combinations. It's famously said that he tried like 10,000 different iterations before he landed on the one that we still use today. That is the divine working with us. Okay, so each step, each time that he failed or wasn't able to create what he wanted, it wasn't actually a failure. It wasn't actually a setback. It was actually just the next step he had to take to get to the final result. Okay, so Thomas Edison didn't know what was going to happen when he tried these two things. He may have had an educated guess, but he had the faith to just take that step and allow the divine muse to kind of hold his hand and walk him along that path to make his vision a reality. The way I like to imagine it is this. Imagine you're on a journey, like your life journey, and you come to this big gaping gorge. Okay, so it's just this big canyon that you need to get to the other side of. Now the problem is that at this gorge, there's no bridge. There's no bridge in sight. So what do? Well, this is where the divine comes in to help, or the divine muse comes in to help. Okay, so think about it. You've made the decision that you need to get across to the other side. And so you have faith that the divine muse will show up to aid you in that goal. So you walk to the edge of the gorge and you take your first step. And as you step, the bridge starts to materialize. Okay, but you still can't see the next part. But when you take the next step, once you place your foot down, the next part of the bridge materializes. And so each time you take a step, part of the bridge materializes under your feet so you can successfully cross that gorge. That is how the divine muse works. You have to take that first step into the unknown. You have to take that first step not knowing what's going to happen, and then the divine will help you along the way. Okay? It won't show you the whole bridge. It won't show you how to actually get across. It's just going to guide you as you take those steps. Now, if you decide not to plunge in, not to actually take that step and that leap of faith, and you just hope and pray for the divine, for God or whatever to create a bridge, you'll never get to see it. The bridge will never appear. You have to take that first step to have the bridge start to materialize under your feet and help you across that gorge. That is how the divine muse works. Now, in your own life, this gorge could be any challenge or any goal that you have. And all you need to do is start taking that first step. So that could be as simple as setting the goal, making a plan for the goal. Maybe it's a phone call you need to make, someone you need to get in contact with. Maybe it's starting that project that you've always wanted to start. Maybe it's joining a gym. Okay, whatever the first little initial step is, take that step, take the initiative. And then with each step that you take, you'll start to realize that this divine muse is with you and it's guiding you along the path, and things will just start to flow and things will just start to fall in place. Okay, it'll start to provide you with opportunities, with insights, encounters with the correct people and the correct information you need to achieve your goal. So let's quickly just take a little example. Let's say that you do want to lose weight. Okay, so the first step is to join a gym. And then once you join the gym, maybe there is a gym instructor or a personal trainer there who can quickly get you set up with the basics. And then as you keep going to the gym every day that you've decided that you will go to the gym, you start to find better and more efficient ways of doing your exercise. Then you come home, and because you're in that mind frame of achieving your goal of weight loss, you see something on YouTube or a book catches your eye that then gives you the next step on how to progress in your journey, and it just keeps going that way. You can call them synchronicities, but essentially it's just the the divine muse working alongside you to help you achieve your goals. But remember, it will not do the work for you. It helps you. So you have to start doing the work and then just have faith that the divine muse is helping you along the way. But it can be with anything. Just take that first initial step to get yourself going. So what does this mean for you? This means that you hold an incredible, incredible power. And this is the power to initiate, to act, and then to invite the divine muse or the universe's assistance and help into your life. Remember, it's about co-creation. So it's your efforts and your actions together with the divine muse or the universe's support and guidance. And as they dance together, they help us create a reality that was once just a dream. It helps us go from just a mere desire to actually manifesting that desire in our reality, in our world. It's co-creation, you and the divine muse. And as we move towards wrapping up this discussion, guys, I want you to think about your own life. Okay, so what is that first initial step that you can take? And how can you start to invite this divine collaboration with the divine muse into your own lives? In what areas do you want to invite that help as well? Okay, just remember, like Lao Tzu says, the journey of 1,000 steps begins with a single step. So just take that first initial action and then allow the divine muse to give you guidance and help along the way. Now, as we draw this conversation to a conclusion, guys, I want you to remember just one crucial thing, that you are not alone on this journey. The universe, God, the divine spirit, the divine muse, the cosmic force, whatever you decide to call it or identify it with, is always with you. Okay, and it's always there and it's always ready to help you along the way. But remember, it works with you, not for you. If you don't put forth any action, if you don't actually take the initiative, it's not going to show up. It's not going to help you. Okay? But remember, it's always there and it's always willing to help as long as you do your part. And now I want to give you a challenge. I want you to think of just one thing that you've been holding back on. So whether it's a goal, a project, a dream, whatever it might be, and I want you to think about what is that first initial step that you can take towards it. Okay? And remember, this doesn't need to be anything monumental. It's just that first step on the journey of 1,000 steps. So like we said, it's just as simple as setting the goal, making a plan, putting it down in writing and deciding this is what you're going to do. Maybe it is making that call. Maybe it is talking to that pretty girl or that pretty boy you've had an eye on. Okay? But by taking that first initial step, this is what's going to spark the divine muse to actually get involved and start helping you. So that's my challenge to you. Think about an area you've been holding back on and decide what that first initial step is, and then waste no time in taking that first step. Because remember, it's not just about wishing upon a star and waiting. You actually have to put in the action. Okay? So when you take that first step, you're going to see the bridge start to form underneath you. And then you take the next step, and then once you just keep walking forward, the divine will help you create that bridge to get you across that gorge. And that's going to do it for today's video, guys. So I would love to hear about the steps that you plan on taking. What is that gorge that you're trying to cross over to the other side of? So please leave all of that in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions or any other tips on how to kind of entice the divine muse to come out and play, please leave them below, because you never know who your experiences and who your ideas are actually going to help. Also, if you found this video helpful, please give it a like. It'll really help me with the YouTube algorithm, and share it to any of your friends or anyone who you think can also benefit from it. And lastly, if you've liked this video, please feel free to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this that will help uplift and empower you to make your life extraordinary. But until next time, guys, I'll leave it there for you, and I'll leave it as I always do. Make your life extraordinary. The power is within you. And until next time, guys.